Do I plan like this? No. Hey dudes, today we're going to go through some planning. I think we're about 2/3 of the way through Nano, so I thought I'd actually share how I planned for Nano. Now, I think I want to start with how I would normally get my students to write a story. So we would look at, we'd look at many things, but one of the things that you might also recognise is a story mountain. Now, I'm going to show you what one might look like. So this typically is what a story mountain might look like, and yes, it is meant to resemble a mountain. So we're building up to this action, so this is where students would normally introduce like their characters, their plot, the problems they have to face. This is like the big crux of the story, and then you're coming down towards the resolution, so you're starting to solve your story. Do I plan like this? No. So the way I plan, suppose I need to start off by saying that my ideas, my brain is just too chaotic, too disorganised to even think planning normally. Whoops. So what I do to help my chaotic brain is I basically make so many notes, okay, as you can, and then there's mind mapping, and then so this is another trilogy, and whilst I don't think you need to plan out like the entire story, like the entire trilogy series arc, for me it helps knowing a little bit where that story is going. So that was my attempt at breaking it down into 3 sections. Oh, there's some math on the back there. Then this was just putting down ideas, lots of like arrows and you know, clearly that was successful. That's to do with my Nano project as well. Fantasy. We're talking about Balmore, so so the kingdom that she's in is called Balmore, so that's that. But as you can see, it's very chaotic, very spread out. It's not like a plan like people assume. So I do class myself as a planner. Ever since doing the Aphora duology, I realised that I need to plan. Like, you might hear a lot of writers talking about the characters talking to them and the story taking them in directions they weren't prepared for. This is just the way our brains work. So we start off those ideas, we ignite them, and then our brain goes with it. The characters go with it. The characters tell us what they do and don't want to happen, and it's very strange, and it sounds like we all have voices in our heads, and well, we sort of do. So don't worry, I don't waste all this. I keep it all. Okay, now I want to show you how I take all those chaotic ideas and put them into a Word document. These are sort of my 3 rough titles. I think that's already changed in my planning. I like just to have something that I can call this. It will probably change. So what I do first of all, so I've got sort of the characters that I need, and I make up this box. So then I only had up to about here, and then as I'm writing I've added in more names. Some of these actually don't come in till further books, and then sort of the places. So book 1, so then what I do is I just write down what I think the book should look like. So now we are moving into a linear fashion, so to speak. So these all correspond to chapters. As you see, it's just one long, only 25 chapters, but I know if it doesn't happen during Nano, because I probably will be quite focusing tight on my plan, I know that when I come to edit, I add in. So there's only 25 chapters in this one. But I have also gone on to start planning book 2. Now I will go on to plan book 3, but I wanted to focus on book 1 first of all, obviously, haha. That's what this looks like at the moment. Which takes me to my planning board, guys. So my planning board, each of these corresponds to a chapter. It may not be as in-depth as what was on my laptop, but this allows me to have a whole overview of the book. And then down in the corner I have some spare piece of paper if I needed to add any chapters in. This, I like seeing this because it's just one big overview. I can easily come up and think, right, where am I? What's coming up next? Where do I need to go? And this is my biggest, most helpful writing tool. So guys, that was a very quick tour through how I set up my planning for the Queen's Guard, which is potentially a misleading title because the main character's not the Queen yet. But anyway, chaotic ideas down on paper first, then I put it onto a Word document where it's a bit more linear, and I start thinking about the characters' names and places, and then I move it to my planning board so I can see the entire story in one go. And that's my planning in a nutshell. Don't forget, a like and subscribe to my channel will be very helpful if you did find this video, well, even if you didn't find the video exciting, if you could just leave a like and a scratch subscribe, it would be very nice. Thank you very much. And I will check back in soon. Bye.